After several hours of being ill, I felt like I was in complete confusion, sickness, and disorientation. Then I had a feeling of severe stabbing and burning pains in my chest. A friend led me to a bed to rest. I looked towards the window and I saw a swirling portal in front of me. It's so beautiful and so colorful. It looks like something I've seen before, but I have no idea where. The main shape is a deep dark blue, and it's changing shape constantly. Around and behind it are other crystal-like colors that are moving too. The portal is growing bigger and bigger, until all I can see is the portal. Then I was inside it. I look around, and all I can see is endless space. It feels like I'm in the middle of the universe and traveling through it. I can see forever. No words can describe how far I can see or how big this place is. It's more than you can ever imagine. It's endless, but somehow the huge size of it all doesn't seem overwhelming, and I don't feel small. It feels like the whole place is taking care of you, and it feels like freedom. There were colors flying around everywhere in this dark space, like shooting stars in the distance. Some colors are up close, some feel like they're behind me, and some colors feel like they're inside me. I can't explain. I remember that I saw colors that I've never seen before. When I saw the new colors, it made perfect sense. It was the feeling of, oh, of course that color exists. How did I ever forget about it? Everything seemed so familiar and unusual at the same time. I could see planets, stars, and galaxies. I can feel the Earth far behind me. I'm traveling deeper and deeper through the universe. I can feel something pulling me towards it. It is a force stronger than gravity, and it's calling me. The colors are fading, and the planets and shapes are becoming fewer and fewer. It feels as if I'm getting close to the very edge of the universe now. I can feel it. Then suddenly, there is perfect silence, perfect peace, and 100% calmness. I've crossed a boundary, and I'm not in the universe now. Instead of darkness, everything is the creamiest white you've ever seen. It's not just a plain color, because it seems to have a texture to it. It is a creamy, milky texture, crossed with rubber. But also at the same time, it was as light and thin as air. Words can never describe it. It was like being bathed in melting wax, but without it ever sticking to you. You can't feel it on your skin. You can just see it everywhere. I can tell there is no time or space anymore. Time doesn't make sense to me now. It feels stupid that I ever believed in time. I can feel myself melt into my surroundings. I can feel everything that ever existed before me, and I can sense millions of years ahead. I can't explain it, but it's as if all of this knowledge was suddenly released and given to me. I suddenly know that life will last forever, because I'm at the place that everything came from. I can feel it. This energy place is so big that I know nothing can ever destroy or create it. It would be impossible. This thing I'm in, it must be God. It is not a man or a creature dictating over the world. It is just a force that is an endless and infinitely powerful thing. But again, the word thing doesn't do it justice. It is existence itself. It runs through everything. It is everything. From a stone to a drop of water, to a bacteria, to the stars in the sky, and even nothingness. It is everything. I can feel it. Then suddenly, I fall. I'm falling deeper and deeper and faster and faster. Everything is going dark. The further I fall, the blacker it gets. I want to stop falling, but I can't control it. I notice that I don't seem to have a body anymore. How am I falling without a body? Suddenly, the fall stops. I'm in a dark space. It's blacker than I've ever seen before. It is a thick, dark blackness. It is huge and almost endless, but something about it feels smaller than the place I was before. It feels like I'm underneath something, but I don't know what. It's silent here too. There's nobody or nothing else here. The way I feel here is different. There's no happiness or excitement here. It's just boring. There isn't unhappiness either, just indifference. It feels like there's nothing to learn. That's a strange way to describe it, but that's how it felt. It was like I was in a place where there was 100% nothing. I would never learn anything there and would never communicate with anyone or anything. In the distance, I saw a bright light that was getting closer and closer. Either I move up to it, or it moves closer to me. Either way, it is a lot closer to me now. I saw a regular bull, but it is made of fire. Its size is indescribable and larger than anything I've ever seen. Flames gently bathe its whole body. The bull is walking calmly and purposefully through the darkness. When I see the bull, I suddenly sense a cold, wet feeling, but I don't know where it's coming from. The bull turns and looks at me. It looks calm and peaceful. It nods its head at me, almost bowing, and keeps walking. I can sense that it's really intelligent and friendly, but he doesn't speak. The bull turns its head back again, and with a flick of its neck, it gestures for me to follow him. I start moving behind him. He's leading me somewhere, but I don't know where or why. I'm still feeling completely bored. I don't want to be in this place. Bored might seem like a strange way to describe this period, but it really was as if there was nothing here. It was almost like torture. Suddenly, I feel something lift me. I hear a single voice say, "Don't follow him." I'm being lifted higher and higher while everything is getting lighter again. I'm back in the white place, the part where everything is. This time there are other things there. Organized colors were everywhere within the whiteness. A kaleidoscope would be something slightly similar, but it was more than that. It was so spaced out and complex. White was still the main color, but there were thousands of other colors everywhere, dotted in mathematical shapes and patterns. Shapes and colors unfolded, grew and glistened. Others pulsated, and some just floated around. "You're home now," seemingly thousands of voices said to me. All were speaking at the same time as one voice. But it wasn't like I heard them with my ears. It's like they communicated directly with my soul. I replied that I don't know where I am. Even though I did know, I didn't want to admit to myself where I was. They replied, "This is where you came from, and this is where you'll end." They kept repeating it again and again. The colors pulsated with their voice. As they spoke, I could feel and see a timeline of the whole of existence. It was like they were showing it to me. I could see everything, not just our galaxy. I saw the whole universe. I could see the Big Bang. Although it wasn't a bang, it was more like a slow drip. It was like a material being stretched, and slowly a hole formed in the middle of it. We are in that gap. I begin to understand it was this God energy place turning itself into existence. It made a rule, as if it made a game and set wheels in motion. Everything started from a small point and grew from there slowly. The universe is a thing that created itself and is watching itself. We're all part of it. This place thing existence that created us and is us doesn't know where life will lead. That is what it enjoys. The voices tell me to let go. They explain that they think I'm still clinging onto myself as a human. I say I'm not ready to join them yet. They tell me that I'm being irrational because I am them. They say it's time to come home. They assure me that it will only be temporary because energy always needs to be reborn over and over again. I'll transform into something else one day. Suddenly a flash of memories hits me. I remember myself as 1,000 different insects all at once. I remember another time where I was being eaten by something. I remember being born and being here before. I tell them I understand, but I still haven't finished my life as a human yet. I still have a lot to learn, a lot to see, and I want to see the people I love again and let them know how much I care about them. The existence energy tells me that I can still see them. They say they'll show me. They tell me to reach out. Even though I have no body, I reach out somehow. I can't see anything reaching. I can just sense that I am reaching. Suddenly, the whiteness feels like it's fusing with me. It's so warm, it's flowing through me, and I'm merging with it. The thousands of voices tell me that this is energy, this is what everything in existence is made from, and that it flows constantly through everything. They explain that because this flows through everything, it means that everything and everyone is connected. They say that this bright, white energy even exists in the air, in the space between things, and in space itself. Even in places where we see nothing, it's filled with energy. They say that because I am now returned to the source energy, I can now flow through anywhere I want. They show me and I visit my loved ones, but I don't actually see them, I just feel them. The life force then shows me worlds and places I've never imagined, so far away from Earth where other life exists, and some places that are just completely empty. I distinctly remember seeing another planet with a huge grass plain, with trees dotted around it. It didn't look like anywhere on Earth because the grass was almost as tall as the trees. Running through the trees was something that looked like a cross between a yak and an orangutan. It was a huge, muscular animal charging quickly through the wild. I'm then shown more and more places, some remarkable and some unremarkable. I realized just how huge the universe is. Earth is just a tiny part of an endless world. Then in a flash I'm back in the white energy again. I tell the energy that seeing the people I care about isn't enough. I want them to be able to see me, and so I need to go back to my body. I want the people I care to not be alone, and I can at least say goodbye. They tell me not to worry. Everybody will remember me, because I have made an impact on their lives. They say I will live on in their memories, and even though they will be sad for a while, they will get over it. Eventually the people I love will also return home, so I shouldn't worry. I can feel myself getting sad. Even though I feel like I'm home, completely at comfort, and fully trusting these beings and this place, I still have this unshakable feeling that I'm not ready to return to that place yet. They can sense how I'm feeling. They continue to tell me to let go of myself as a person, that I am just a form that their energy has taken, and now it's time to be absorbed back into the energy. I hear the voices say, "Look, we'll show you." Suddenly I can feel that I'm back in my human body, but I'm viewing it from inside my brain. I'm in the very middle of my brain, and I'm infinitely small, surrounded by millions of honeycomb-like shapes. I was divided by large chasms and separated into different areas. I can see my brain working. There are only 3 colors here: red, yellow, and white. Each individual honeycomb, what I assume to be cells, is flashing between the colors depending on when it's being used. The energy introduces me to my brain. It turns out that my brain isn't just one thing. It was as if it were segmented into several different areas. They showed me where my personality was kept. I saw how I was nothing but a bunch of memories and training that made me think I was a human. My brain then said, "Watch," as I moved to a different area of it. I saw pulses of electricity moving from my brain to my heart. It seemed so simple, like a machine. It seemed especially simple compared to the endless universe I had seen before. The energy explained to me that my body was just a machine. My personality was just imaginary and shaped by the things I've seen. They said the only reason I exist is to see things and to experience life. They said all the things I see and experience are sent back out into the universe. They said that the universe is always learning by watching itself through all of our eyes. They also told me that humans are no different than animals and that they were created equally. The universe wanted to create as many different experiences as it could, and that's why there are so many variations in life forms and species. They said that there is no lifespan or plan, that I should understand that I've lived and that's all I needed to do. They explained that it doesn't matter when you die or how. They explained how life isn't a competition to stay alive the longest. If I were to die, then I shouldn't worry that I didn't last long. I will never truly die. I will just change. It will only be my body that dies. As they were saying this, I could feel heavy vibrations beginning in my toes and then moving up through my body. It was as if my body was made up of thousands of grains of sand, and they were all vibrating at different frequencies. I could feel myself peeling from my body. It was slowly, like Velcro being torn from fabric, or chicken meat being pulled from the bone. I was now two things, a body and an existence. In my body, I could feel all of my muscles relaxing, my shoulders fell back, and my head fell back. I felt my jaw flap open, my tongue relaxed, and I heard a crunch. Suddenly, I didn't weigh anything because I was freeing myself. I had completely left my body behind. My body wasn't mine anymore because I wasn't in it anymore. I had freed myself and joined them like they asked. I finally accepted what was happening. The honeycombs disappeared, and I'm not in my brain anymore. I'm with them, somewhere where we all began. The thousand voices break into conversation, telling me stories, reciting poems, singing, and telling me about history and about the future. Instead of being slow and calm, it feels like everything is happening quickly now. It's almost too much to comprehend. I suddenly feel sad again. Again, I tell them I don't want to be there. I want to learn more as a person. They ask why, as if I had just told them the most stupid thing they've heard. I don't answer them. They then explain that they have some people there that I know. I looked up. Standing above me, almost like a giant, is a lady I know who died recently. She looks down at me and repeats everything that I have just been told, but without moving her mouth. She says how we are all energy, how everything is connected, and how I shouldn't be afraid. She says that nobody wants to be here, but we all must go eventually. She said that she will take care of me, so I shouldn't feel sad or worried. I asked her, "But if you're energy now, then how come I can see you? Why do you still look like a human? Why haven't you turned into another creature on a planet somewhere?" She doesn't directly answer my question. Instead, she explains that the universe is a huge place and that there's so much energy around, even more than can fit in the universe. She tells me that it can take millions of years until it's your turn to return to a being again, but that it doesn't matter because you can't feel time when you're energy. I explain one more time that I'm not ready for that yet. She replies something along the lines of, "Then you better do something about it." I suddenly find myself jolting up in bed with my throat filled with vomit. I can feel a tiny bit on my chest. I'm coughing it all up. The sun is shining through the windows, and I feel really ill. My chest is pounding and the room is spinning, but suddenly I'm aware that whatever I experienced is over. I'm not dead, I said to myself. I feel numb, in shock, anxious, scared, and unable to process what has happened. It's so much for my mind to comprehend. It was every emotion you can ever imagine, and it was the most significant thing to ever happen in my life.